At Chris Kehler Holistic, we demonstrate real healing and real caring to your health issues and needs. Our solution for you is an alternative to the alternative. Our out-of-the-box treatment methods are aimed to your specific well-being and are quite different than most. Venturing down the realm of quantum energy healing, Chris uses unique modalities of healing, such as spiritual intervention with pendulum dowsing, sacred geometry tools such as the neutralization, divinity, and sun ring. Another tool Chris uses is a 5-tiered pyramid affectionately known as the Silver Light Pyramid to activate quantum activity within the body. Also, Chris Kehler Holistic uses radionic technologies in various platforms with specific liquid mineral ionics to balance out excesses and deficiencies within the body. At Chris Kehler Holistic, our goal is to get tangible and measurable results in the least amount of time possible so you can carry on with what's important in your life. Another advantage to this unique energy healing is that it can be done at a distance healing session. So location is not a barrier and can be done conveniently at your home, office, just about anywhere through Skype or telephone conferencing. Eliminate costly protocols, expensive monthly supplements, high-priced allopathic operations, invasive surgeries, and dubious medication applications that keep you trapped in a financial and health rat race. Get a specific, customized, out-of-the-box solution tailored for your health recovery. At Chris Kehler Holistic, we are warm welcoming and want to put you at ease with your visit to us. Please visit www.chriskehler.net for further information as we welcome your questions and inquiries to starting this unique journey. At Chris Kehler Holistic, we want to show you that we are the alternative to the alternative and the out-of-the-box solution to customize an answer for you to spend less and gain more in your high vibrancy journey. Visit www.chriskehler.net. Real healing and real caring to your health needs.
Mr. Bob.
Mr. Chris.
How are you today?
Okay. I'm fine.
You don't sound fine.
Oh, yeah. What are you kidding? Compared to what, though? Oh, man, I'm telling you. It's weird. But, hey, listen, it's been a couple of weeks since we talked, and I had a lot of people that had written out, like, where are you? I wrote you a couple of times. I said, you ready yet? You said, no, I'm not ready yet. No, but it's okay. It's okay. We can wait.
Here we are. Everybody, welcome to another rip-roaring edition of A Quantum View. I am your host, Chris Kehler. Tonight's show is a healing show. It's a humanity show. Now, on the energy front, there's been a lot of things happening. Anybody who's been following what I'm doing, and there's a lot of you, I'm really happy that people are listening and people are aware that the work that we're doing here in Little Winnipeg is actually affecting humanity and that we're getting a lot of good results. Bless everyone for listening. Bless everyone for being there and believing that there is some truth that can be had about your health problem. Some people have listened to me talk about the human body as a computer, and I kind of look at it as biocomputer, if you will. So now if you try to understand how a computer works, there is something within the computer, how you program it, called the algorithm. And the algorithm is just a term used that contains all of the codes that is written within that program within the computer. So within our bodies, when the dark forces are at play, they put codes within us, programs and codes. What I've done is I've addressed this problem as being an algorithm. So when you identify it as an algorithm, all of a sudden it makes things a lot easier to get into the body to find out what is going on. So if there's a lymphatic problem, empty the lymphatic algorithm. If there's a heart problem, empty the heart algorithm. So that has been interesting. That just kind of started yesterday, started doing that. All about finding your way through the labyrinth of blockages, of things that the dark side puts in front of you so you can get to the prize, which is good healing within somebody. That has been interesting. Another concept that's come up within thinking of the body as a biocomputer is the operating system. We are a type of computer. We must have an operating system. What I've been doing within people is removing the old operating system and giving them an upgraded one. We do that for our computers all the time. Go from Windows 7 to Windows 8 to Windows blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden you get more power, you get faster speeds, and it takes a lot of the viruses that are lingering in the background out of the system. So that, in another way, helps to get in. And again, it's all about getting in. You're using a pendulum, you're working psychically, you need to find a way to get the right answers, and by removing all of these obstacles, the right answers are more in front. And the way the universe works is you need to identify things. If you can identify it, there's a universal law that says you identify it, exactly what it is, it has to leave. You tell it to leave, it will go without a fight. So that has also been very big. Of course, my big goal is to be able to help people with severe problems, MS, ALS, LMNOP, all these big dark diseases that nobody has an answer for. I want to find the answers. That is my goal. I will not stop until every disease in the book has been dealt with. How does that sound?
Hey, yes. Can I hear this? Can I hear this from the outside, please? There you go. It's right out the window.
Well, there's lots of people outside your office. Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, we have a bunch of nuts out there. So, I mean, I'm serious.
You know what? The world needs nuts to make us look good, right?
I tell you, there's God be my judge. I mean, you open up these windows and everybody stands outside the windows. It looks like like in New York when you see them outside, NBC or ABC outside the windows. We get that down here too.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's like what's Bob talking to himself for? I'm serious. I mean, they come to see. Well, of course, it's we got the speakers on, the systems are off, but still, you'll hear me louder out there than you will you.
Another concept I'm hitting, Bob, a lot of people know about the flower of life.
Ooh.
Flower of life. That is, I saw something on my Facebook. Somebody posted it was a scanning electron microscope view of 13-strand DNA. Now, how accurate is that? I don't know. Okay.
Whoa. Yeah, that's heavy.
When you look at the picture, it is a picture of the flower of life. And you can tell this is a scan from an electron microscope of something, and you see the flower of life speckled all through it. It is there, and it's a really eye-opening picture. So there is validity to it. And if there's a lot of research done, a lot of scientists have found within caves all over the planet that the flower of life is etched upon these caves. It's like a laser etching of the flower of life. They found it all over the place, in China, everywhere. They're finding the flower of life. So now, if you look at the dark side, okay, the whole satanic aspect of things, the whole ET aspect of things, all the darkness, they need to be getting their energy from somewhere. Now, we get a lot of use out of the flower of life as knowledge, as a power source. It is there for us to use. Now, what do they use? Well, maybe it's something the opposite, like the flower of darkness.
Ooh.
What I've been doing is looking for the flower of darkness within people, and sure enough, it shows up. Generally, it shows up within the 10th chakra. Of course, it can be wherever they plant it. That also has been more of a door opener. So it's been a very interesting last week and a half of discovery, and that is my week. That happens all the time where I'm working with somebody, I'm asking for the answers. I have the ability to go into the cave of secrets within the universe and get answers, and they'll rummage through all of the books and all of the tablets and everything there, and they'll find answers for me. And you ask, you shall receive. When you ask for the right thing, the universe will bring it to you, and that's what's been going on. And some of the clearings I'm doing with people, and it is getting down to those very deep levels. So we're having fun. It's all good.
I got a question now.
Yeah.
And somebody actually asked me this, so I mean I'm just a conduit here. But somebody had asked me a question. How many people does Chris get? And this was their question. How many people does Chris get with normal diseases? Basically,
normal diseases.
Yeah, they said normal, like cancer, like I don't know, the same bunch of things like that.
Basically, when you say normal diseases, there's no such thing as a normal disease. Every disease and illness has some kind of dark energy connection to it. There's always something that causes these things to happen. So they say smoking causes cancer. Well, not everyone who smokes has cancer. Smoking does not cause cancer. It's a dark energy within your body that uses the negative connotations of the chemicals, the heavy metals, and the negative aspect of smoking to cause the cancer. In most cases, cancer is a mold or a fungus that is growing within your body and it gets a little out of control. That's generally what I find cancer is for the most part. And a lot of cancers are misdiagnosed. It's not really cancer. It's some type of parasite. It's something that's growing in your body that's out of control. What I have found is there has been some people who have been coming to me who wouldn't consider themselves spiritualists, wouldn't consider themselves people of light, people who are sensitive to energies. They saw a good result out of somebody and they thought, well, I'm going to go see this guy and see what he says. And they just come in open-mindedly. And what I find that in people who aren't spiritually minded, people who aren't very high on the energy scale, they have a lot less negativity going on within them that are causing the problems. And to them, it's just a heavy metal buildup. It's just something of that nature. So I have seen that. But as far as normal illness goes, I don't think there's really such a thing. You pick up cough or a cold or a flu virus, like a real biological pathogen instead of something that is implanted, something that is sent by a spell or a curse. Those are, I guess you could consider normal, if anything.
Yeah, they were saying things like liver diseases and, all that kind of stuff.
Again, everything is what it is. Diabetes, you can take 5 people with diabetes, they got it for 5 different reasons. I see that on a daily basis. And any kind of chronic illness, there's always a negative energy conduit within it, some kind of reptilian implant. We do remove all of the entities, we remove all of the curses, we remove all of the dark stuff. But as far as the diseases go, yeah, people come in with those all the time, but we have to remove the negative energy concept. People do come in with it. Generally ends up being parasite, heavy metals, that type of thing. So there's about 5 or 6 general problems that end up being the health problem.
All right, here's another one. And by the way, part of this one actually came from the crew here. But not all of it. Believe me, I would have shot them. I said you can't do that. It's got to come from the people that are listening. What about people who live in houses that are dark?
Oh yes. Oh,
I mean, this is something that down the south, this happens a lot. They just don't talk about it.
I do work on a lot of people where there are negative portals to lower dimensions within their house. That could be a stargate or a portal to anywhere and everywhere within somebody's house. And it's just a way for them to get into this dimension, because there's a lot of beings that want to be here right now to watch the ascension, for whatever, to get in and play with the humans for a while, if you will. But yes, absolutely, there is a lot of instances where I need to go into the house and actually move out a spirit. The spirit is not within the person, it is within the house, and it still will affect the person living in the house to certain degrees. That is very common. Geopathic stresses, where there might be water underneath the house creating radiation of different components coming up, that is very common. One of the most common things that people don't really think about is the electricity in your house.
Yeah, okay? That's a biggie.
Now, yeah, and it's not just dirty electricity, but what it is if you have a switch plate where you plug something in, if nothing's plugged into there, there's still electricity coming out, not to the point where you can feel it and get a shock. It's a static charge that comes out, and if your body isn't grounded properly, if your vivaxis from your root chakra into the core of the earth is not connected properly, that static charge will build up in your body, and it'll create things like fibromyalgia. It'll create rages within you because it builds up, and your body is like, get rid of this stuff. That will happen, and that is very common. Now, what I have done and what I have told other people to do, and what we've done in the clinic here, is we take little magnets, little neodymium magnets, very small, maybe the size of a dime or something like that.
Ooh.
You take off the plastic switch plates off of the switch, off of the receptacles, and you pop one of these magnets in the boxes. And you put the plate back on, and you can actually feel a pulsing within the wall of that electricity going back in. And the pulsing lasts for a little while, but you can tell a difference. Even if you're not really energy sensitive, you will notice a difference within how the house feels. So go to the hardware store and buy some little magnets, pop them in those little boxes. You might even feel a difference in your health. You might feel a bit more vitality, a bit more clear-headed. You might sleep a little better. So that is something I always recommend for people to do. Get the little magnets, pop them in those electrical boxes, and see what happens.
That would be wild. The reason why they were saying something like that is because, of course, Bob Charles is getting another place. I think I'm going to be a recluse. You know, I'm just going to go to my house, tune out the world. You know, one of these kind of things.
Going to grow a big beard and let birds live in it, eh?
Yeah, you know what? I tell you, so don't even go there about that one. I mean, I couldn't grow a beard if I stood on my head. But the idea of the thing was that they said, you know, you would be the one that all of the spirits would follow you to your house. So make sure it's far away. It's right by the ocean, too. So, I mean, it's like you're talking a conduit for energy coming from all over the place. Plus, also, I mean, you know, I still even, you know, have my computers and everything else that you take with you. And with anything that's got to be connected to the internet, it must be terrible. You must get a lot of those.
It does come up. There's so much internet flack, so much programs that come through depending on what internet site you're going to. Now, here's another concept that I came up with. So a lot of kids are addicted to video games on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Minecraft is one of the big ones, a bunch of other ones, and I've been helping some families with this. One of the concepts I came up with, and I've been getting some results, is that if a child is anybody is watching these video games and you just can't stop, every minute you get, you're on your phone playing Candy Crush or whatever it is, your soul, a piece of your soul is within that game, and your body, your spirit, wants to be connected to that soul. That's why you need to be playing that game all the time.
So you're an avatar.
Pretty much. There is that connection that your body needs to have with that piece of your soul to be complete. That's where the addiction comes in. Now, there, of course, there's, you know, different types of addiction. Alcohol, drugs, need to be on Facebook 24/7. There's definitely a piece of your soul within there. That's a concept I've been working with, removing the piece of soul, putting it back within the person. It seems to be easier for the parents to distract the child from playing the video games and go do something else. It does make things easier. It's not going to stop the addiction right away. Of course, we have our own free will. We can do whatever the heck we want in reality. Talking about a piece of the soul again, my wife and I, my family, we did move into a new house a couple months ago, which is just beautiful. We're just loving it. But the old house that I was in for 23 years, when I closed it up, when I completely emptied it, and it was time for me to leave the keys and to go away, I went into that house and I asked for the piece of the soul back that I had left behind there, because, of course, I built the rec room. I built the garage. I did a lot of the work in that house. That was my house. When I asked for that piece of soul back, it almost knocked me on my can with the energy coming in. It almost knocked me over. There is a piece of our soul, a piece of our spirit, aspects of us that are embedded within a building, within a job, within a relationship, that when you do cut those cords with something you've been with a long time, it's always good to ask for it back. And that's as simple as doing it, just asking for it back, and it'll come back to you.
Well, for those of you that are out there too that are looking for things and don't find them, don't worry about it. It will find you. This house, by the way, Chris, found us. We didn't find it.
And that's same with me. That the house basically found us. It shouted out at me from the real estate news, "Hey, come look at me." And I said to my wife, "Let's go look at that house." And she says, "Oh, I don't want to see that house. It's in Transcona."
There you go. There you go.
But we went and saw it, and we just fell in love with it right away. We saw it for 15 minutes, put an offer on it, got it, and boom, there it is.
Yeah, ours was very similar. We were going to look at a place, and every single time I go to look at a place, and it's always in contract. And I'm like, wait a minute, it just hit the internet. And they said, well, somebody was here 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But, we happened to be going down the block, and I said, that's it, I've had it. This is months and months and months and months of looking around places. So I said, that's it, I've had it. So we're going down the street. And I'm like, I'm disgusted. It's like, how many times can you go to a place, call somebody up and say, hey, is this mine? No, you can't have it right now, Okay. So we saw the sign that said for sale. It was a private person that was selling their property, their investment property. And it was just out of the corner of our eyes. So, it was totally an accident that we even saw the place.
And there it is. It was waiting for you.
I was told by quite a few psychics that the house wants us.
There you go. There's some reason you need to be there, isn't it?
Maybe. Like I said, never know. You're going to put that down there, and all those guys now are going to follow, and who knows? Yeah, let me ask you just one more question, because this is also coming up all over the place. I've had people on the show over the last month and a half of that were talking about smart meters in Canada. It's a big issue because it's Wi-Fi. And it's burning houses down. It's hurting people. It's causing really bad health issues and everything else. What is going on up there? Don't get political.
People talk to me about smart meters. My understanding is if you make the big request to have them removed, they will remove them. I haven't heard a lot of things about them. But what I do know is that if it is a Wi-Fi component within it, and it does disrupt your life, it does disrupt your health a little bit, and you have a hard time sleeping, a big sphere of shungite beside your bed will absorb all of the Wi-Fi component. And I have Wi-Fi in my office, and I got shungite all over the place. It really doesn't bother me whatsoever. But if you're a person who is sensitive to it, again, your grounding can be off, because if your grounding is in place, whatever comes in negative will go out. So the grounding is a key thing, and it's, again, a connection called the Vivaxis. There's a very interesting book called The Vivaxis Connection by Dr. Judy Jacka. Very good read. I don't read books at all. I bought this one because I had to. It did add a lot of very big component to what I'm doing. And it's just as simple as creating the intent to connect your Vivaxis from the root chakra through your ground chakra into the core of the earth, and that will help your grounding. Also, hugging a tree never hurts either. Ground out that way. The shungite will absorb a lot of the Wi-Fi radiation. It'll absorb a lot of the EMF and ELF radiation that are coming in through. Also, there's a lot of radiation that comes up through the ground in the house, such as radon gases, and there's a lot of uranium and plutonium at organic levels that decomposes, that creates the radon gas. So that will also be absorbed on different levels. And then to clear out the shungite, you just use a neutralization ring, and it'll clear it out, and you can keep on using your shungite. But have to have a smart meter. If there's no way around it, that is a good way to stop things from happening. And you could take a piece of shungite, you can a few pieces, and tape it to your smart meter to keep the radiation from coming off. Will it stop it from burning your house down? Well, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, because I don't want somebody calling me up and saying, hey, my house burnt down, it's your fault. Okay.
I didn't do it, say. Not me. They sent me pictures too, Chris. I mean, it was really? Pretty serious. Yeah, it was pretty serious. The only thing that had the worst black mark on it was exactly where the meter was. Oops.
So they're starting on fire. Wow. Okay, that is.
Well, it's just because, don't forget their Wi-Fi. So, I mean, anything can go. If there's a virus or something in whatever the program is that they're using, somebody gets in there or somebody goes and hijacks the line or something, they can pump your power way back past it. Well, yeah, they can push you up to like heat up all the wires in your house.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how fires start. Is the wires overheat.
Sure.
What we can do is we can do some mass clearings within everybody listening. Now, let's see what we need to do for a mass clearing. I've got my pendulum. I've got my letter chart.
Yeah.
Let's see what is optimal to do a mass clearing on within humanity and listeners. Let's see what it spells out for us. We are going to clear the there it is. We're going to clear the flower of darkness from the 10th chakra. Okay, so here we go. Anybody who's listening, and also if you're listening to this on a podcast, you will also receive the benefits of this. Here we go. Within everyone listening, within humanity, let's clear, remove, and lift the flower of darkness within the 10th chakra. Remove the flower of darkness within the 10th chakra, please. Okay, so that flower of darkness has now been lifted.
Well, you and Judy Satori, the two of you, when you do that, okay, the hair on my arms go up. I'm serious, both. So anybody out there that really, really has something that could be helped by this, you must be feeling unbelievable.
All right. What is the next clearing, please? Let's do some more clearings. Let's have some fun. What is the next clearing? So we are going to clear the... Okay, hold on. Clear clear the... Oh, this is different.
Aha.
Hold on. Clear the Gothic... Okay, hold on. Saying, wait a minute. All right. Just digging something up. So again, clear the... Oh, this is interesting. Clear the Gothic... Okay, Gothic curses from the souls of humanity. Interesting. I could make stuff like that up. Okay, here we go. Within humanity, lift, clear, and delete all Gothic curses. Lift, delete, remove all Gothic curses. Gothic curses are gone. I need to write that one down. Gothic curses. I'm going to put that in my charts. I always thought of people who practice goth kind of things as just somebody who wants to be noticed, somebody who wants to express themselves, but I guess there could be dark connotations within that aspect too. Now, another thing I've been doing, working within what we call the true love and light. Now, if you think of God, the word God generally means someone you bow down to, somebody you pay homage to, you give offerings. The God that we think of, love and light, is not so much a God. It is the consciousness of love and light that is there for us to call upon, to help us in any way we need by praying to God. What God are you praying to? So what I've been doing a lot is just focusing on the true love and light. And that is outside of this little time matrix that we live within, kind of within a box. We're in a parameter of this time matrix. The time matrix was set up by the reptilians. It's kind of like a little cage, if you will. So when you take something out of that time matrix and set it within the true love and light, then when you call upon the love and light for healing, you're getting the true love and light, not something that has been adulterated, something that has been changed or phase contrasted or anything like that. So when I work on somebody's soul and remove a bunch of dark stuff out of it, what I will do to clean it up, or what some people call the backfill, is I will put the soul within the true love and light just by saying the words soul true. So let's do that for humanity. Anybody who's listening, soul true. Soul true. And that is now going over into the realm of the true love and light. How'd that feel, Bob?
That was a biggie.
That is a biggie.
That was a biggie. There are some people in there that are coming into the chat box net, but they're just hanging.
Let them hang. That's perfectly fine. We're here just to spread some education and to help people make decisions on what they need in life, and it's all good. It's all cool.
What do you do? All right, I know you're probably gonna reach right through the screen and knock me out. But how many people that come into your place and this is going on because I hear a lot of it, around here, and I talk to groups and things that in the morning. These headaches that people are getting. Unbelievable head. I mean, I'm talking like this one guy turned around to me and he said, I've taken a whole thing of aspirins that over the last 2 days. I said to him, you have, God bless you. But, it's crazy. I mean, do you get a lot of those things too coming into your office?
You know what? We get everything and anything. You name it, there's a full gamut. It's not like one specific thing all the time. And again, you take 5 people with a headache, they got it for 5 different reasons. Depends on how chronic that headache is. If it's a migraine, that is a different scenario because you're sensitive to light. There's a lot of other things going on. You get nausea involved. So that is a specific type of headache. But just the general headache people get, it could be a calcium buildup within the brain, could be sodium, could be a bunch of different things causing some disruption. And just by removing whatever you find out of there, that the headache goes away. Sometimes just a matter of saying remove the headache. Now, on my YouTube channel, there is a video. It's called Instant Headache Cure. If you were to search it and find it, if you had a headache, you watch that. And I've had many, many comments of people saying, yeah, my headache goes away. So that is something you could do yourself and just search out that video. If you're a person who does have chronic headaches all the time, there's a reason for it. And it could be one of many different things. So it's just a matter of testing the person with a pendulum, seeing what it is, finding the energy, tell it to go away, and there goes your headache. Kaboom. That is about all the time we got for today, Bob.
Aww.
So in 2 weeks, come back again at 6 p.m. Eastern for another edition of A Quantum View. This is Chris Kehler out.